This is a tutorial on how to download multiple aerials as basemaps to the Collector app using an Android phone. This is the town of Wallkill, and we're going to be going through the whole process from start to finish, logging in all the way to the end. So I'm going to click on sign in, enter the login information, and that will bring me to the home screen for that organization, in this case the town of Wallkill. I'm going to click on content. That will bring me to a list of all the layers that have been downloaded, including other stuff like web maps, and that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the web map. So I'm going to click the web map. Then I'm going to click the thumbnail, which will open the web map. This can also be accessed with a link that will prompt you for the login information, so you can just go directly to the web map. You don't have to log in through this portal. Now, I've uploaded a map index, essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this becomes a game of adding aerials. So we're going to change the base map name by clicking the layer and hitting rename, and we're going to call it, I think I call it aerial, or 1-aerial, and I hit OK, and I save the map. This will then be transferred to the Collector app, or when you refresh the Collector app will register that the base map is now called 1-aerial. So you open the Collector app and hit download. I am messing with a new software here, so it's a little bit awkward with the video recording, so please bear with me if there's any confusion. So I hit download. That will show the map index files, and I'm going to zoom in to number 1. I'm going to try to match number 1 to the square work area. You can see that I'm zooming by dragging my fingers with the 2 arrows in that direction, and I can move it around with 1 finger. That's not something you could see off of the video, that's why I drew those arrows. So once I'm pretty good with the work area, I'm pretty happy with it and it matches. That's good. Then I'm going to click map detail, and I'm going to zoom in again to a spot where I'm happy with the resolution, and you'll see this bottom number, 7 megabytes, and as you zoom in that number increases, 75 megabytes. Once it gets past 200 or 150 megabytes, it won't download successfully. So you just click it once it's 75 megabytes or so, especially if you're using the town of Wallkill. These squares should be roughly 75, 78 megabytes each at that zoomed in level. So I've downloaded it, and I open the map, and you can see that the map roughly matches the first map index. And I'm just zooming in, playing around with it, just making sure that everyone can see, turning the layers off. Turn off map extents. And this is me trying to mess around with the video recording software that I found online. And when I zoom in, you'll see that the resolution's pretty good. You can now see intersections. You can pick out cars. It starts to get a little grainy. But it's definitely workable. I could place a sign there. I could see the shadow of signs and trees and all that, so that's what I like. And so now I'm back in the online map, and I'm going to click underneath, or the three dots underneath 1-aerial. I'm going to rename 1-aerial to 2-aerial. This is just going to match each map index, or each base map, with that one map. So if I'm picking 2-aerial, I'm going to match it with the green box 2. Okay, I'm back on my smartphone. I go to my collector app where I just closed it, go back, and I'm going to actually remove, I'm going to go hit the dots on the bottom, hit manage, and I click remove features only. If I remove features and basemap, I just lost the downloaded basemap. So now when I re-download the new aerial, I can see those two pop up. I'm going through this kind of quickly, but if you keep watching the video, it becomes obvious the workflow. It's just repetitive. You just take, you download that work area by batching up your index maps to the work area of each time you do this download. You go and zoom in as far as you can until you hit that last part where the file size jumps up to about anything higher than 200. It's not going to take. So it's going to be around 75 megabytes. I'm going to zoom into the area again. I'm just kind of panning around right now, but I'm going to zoom into the area, and I like to do this on a place that's got some contrast so I can kind of just see what's going on, look at the buildings and all that. And once I'm satisfied, I see that it jumps from 71 to 269. I back up a little bit, pick the 71 megabytes option, click download, and let that download. I've clipped the video so that it just skips that downloading length. That's about a 10-minute, maybe 7-minute process. I'm going to click the three dots at the bottom corner of the screen and hit manage. And I'm going to again remove the features only. I'm going to keep the aerial. And you'll see as I download the next one, well, actually first I got to go back to the desktop or the online and change aerial from aerial 2-aerial to aerial or 3-aerial. Rename 3-aerial. Or no, that's 4 it looks like. So maybe I skipped one. So quick little concept, I hit download and now I can see that I'm starting to stack up aerials. Now each time I do this, I'm just going to download a new base map, and then when I'm done downloading, I'm going to remove the features only. I will not delete the base map. So because Collector itself, the app itself, has a file size constraint, but the phone doesn't, or the phone can store it, what will happen is we'll just store multiple maps on the phone. So now I'm going to download number 3, map extent number 3 by zooming and matching the work area, and the process just remains the same from here on out until the end. So once I'm done with this, I'll just skip ahead. But again, I'm going to zoom in as far as I can before the megabytes jump up to that number. It looks like that one's 288. So I'm going to back up a little bit. 75 megabytes, perfect. I'm going to hit download, and I'll skip the downloading using the video editor. So you'll have to bear with me as I kind of mess around with the buttons here, because I'm kind of new to video making, and this is all getting recorded post video, the audio of my voice getting recorded. So please bear with me if it's a little confusing as we go. But again, each time I'm going to remove the features only. I'm going to go to the desktop now, and basically I'm going to, again, the process remains the same throughout. The only time it changes is at the end, where I will download an overall base map that encompasses the whole town, and I'm going to try to make it as small as possible while still holding all of the town. But I still need to hold all the town. So I'm going to choose a name for it. In this case, I kind of struggle a little bit with it, trying to think about what I want to call it. I end up going with Wallkill Full. And then I go down to the collector app again and download the whole area. And then that is good. I do not remove this base map. I just keep it. And I now have access to all the base maps on my phone. Unfortunately, I don't have the video of that, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like after having done that. Click on the highway inventory, and I have a base map holding the entire town. I still have the map extent layer on, so I'm going to just turn that off and turn on the signage. And I can pan around and you'll see how good the base map is. See, it's relatively low resolution. I can't really see things all that well, but I can still see things all right. But if I want to increase the resolution, I just select my other base maps. I guess I kind of jump in and out of the base map a few times, kind of messing around with it a little bit, but you'll see each map extents in there. And there's me selecting number 1, just to show you that that'll be the number that you see. So if you get confused about which extent is which, we downloaded the number 1 base map to match the number 1 extent. And from here on out, I basically just kind of, pan around. This is the 3rd, I think, aerial, or maybe it's the 5th, I can't remember. But it's a little higher resolution, and it's all stored locally on the phone, so you don't actually need an internet connection at this point to collect data. Then you'll sync it when you get back, and you're all set and ready to collect.